July is coming up. Weather's super nice. People are getting outside. We're talking about VA home loans.
A lot of people were asking me questions. Am I eligible for a VA loan? How's that work? So
everyone said, you're not going to be able to buy a home. And we said, well, yeah, we can. Watch us. We're gonna do this.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Kitchen Spoons and Combat Boots. On this episode for July, we are going to be talking about VA home loans. With me today, I've got Dave and Dave's wife, Mary Lou. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
How you guys feeling this morning?
Pretty good.
Great.
Pretty good.
July is coming up. We're talking about VA home loans. Big reason we're talking about that. Weather's super nice. People are getting outside. This is a really popular time for home buying. I think that's the market's at the peak. Come in July. So we want to give information to veterans and their families about the VA home loan. And Dave, you had expressed that you're a little bit of a subject matter expert-ish.
Yeah, I don't work for the VA, but
Right.
I do talk to a lot of soldiers. You know what I do? Veterans outreach. And we just had the aviation unit come back, and a lot of people were asking me questions about, hey, am I eligible for a VA loan? How's that work? So I did some research, and yeah.
And you told me that you've been using it. You've used it.
Yeah, in fact, Mary Lou, when was the first time we used our VA loan?
In 1982, maybe?
Yep. Actually, I think it was like 83.
Okay,
But-
that could be.
Yeah.
So your VA home loan's older than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the crazy part. Back then, there was no internet, and they called it a NOBI, Notification of Eligibility.
Ooh.
And now they call it a
Certificate.
certificate of eligibility. But back then, we had to fill out paperwork, and the process seemed like it took forever. But we finally got it done, and it was awesome because we didn't have to put any money down, and we were just barely 20 years old at the time.
Oh, yeah. What were you, a PFC
And I
or
was
something?
a PFC.
Oh, man.
And everyone said, you're not going to be able to buy a home. And we said, well, yeah, we can. Watch us. We're gonna do this. And we did.
Yeah, we paid what? How much did we pay? I forgot.
$27,000.
$27,000 for a home.
Which was,
Back then was a lot of money to us.
a little different.
A loaf of bread was a nickel.
Right.
But so had you not been able to use the VA home loan, do you think you still would have been able to purchase a home?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, definitely not. I mean, because most conventional loans require, 20% down. Well, even 20% of $20,000 or even $30,000, that's $6,000. And we were just starting off. I mean, we barely had enough money to make it every month. Mm-hmm. And, I would say we were so poor back then that I had to pawn my class ring just to have Thanksgiving dinner.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We absolutely did.
Yeah.
We came here for a VA home loan talk, and then we just fell into a love story.
Yeah. But like we said, it built a lot of character, and
It did.
It taught us how to use a VA loan, and we've actually used a couple more since then.
Yeah.
So, and not just for also to refinance too. So a lot of people don't know that you can actually use VA loan to refinance too.
Yeah, that's the VA Streamline Finance refinance program, and it's actually incredible. It's really bizarre to me that you wouldn't have been able to purchase a home unless you had access to that, because I almost feel like that's how it was when I bought my first home. If I wasn't able to use the VA home loan, I would have been screwed. Because what are the big points of it? Is 0%.
Right.
No mortgage insurance, 0 down. The rates generally are lower for the VA home loan as opposed to conventional loans. I checked before this podcast. I checked yesterday. I think it was the difference between almost a half a point.
Right.
I think VA home loans were at like 6.9 or 7.0, and conventionals are like 7.4. That's a lot of money.
Right. Plus, to add on, most of the conventional loans require a 20% deposit or
Right.
down payment.
And I think that's one of the biggest pieces to the VA entitlement. Having that ability to secure a VA home loan is not having to have that huge down payment. That even when we moved to Vermont and we wanted to buy a home, we did not have the means to have that kind of down payment. We had been military the whole time. We had moved, and we just didn't have it. And if we had not had that VA entitlement, that ability to use a VA loan, we would not have been able to purchase our first home here in Vermont.
Right.
And it's a common theme. Most people don't have 20 or 30K to sit on.
Exactly.
Right.
To just have on hand to either portion towards a down payment, all the closing costs, all the fees. You got to pay your realtor. Most of it comes out of loan anyways. It's rolled into it, but it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah,
VA.
personally, I think it's one of the most overlooked benefits that people who are in the military are eligible for.
Right. And I think, so one of the questions that I got at the last Yellow Ribbons, how do I qualify, or am I qualified? So basically, if you come off deployment, you're automatically qualified.
Because you need that gives you deployment time, right?
Right. Now, if you don't deploy, you have to do at least 6 years. If you're a traditional guardsman, you have to have at least 6 years
Of service.
Before you're eligible.
So you can't join and use it.
Right.
You can't be like, I'm going to join, buy my house, and then like.
Right. And the process now is quite easy. I mean, you can, if you go to va.gov and register, you can actually get your certificate of eligibility right online.
And it's fast turnaround.
Oh, very fast. I mean, literally, you can get the certificate that day. And then what I recommend is you take it to a bank that you're going to get the loan from.
Or your lender.
And they take it from there. And the nice thing about this is the VA guarantees this loan. So if you default, well, hopefully you'll never default, but the VA will pick it up. But that's why they have VA inspectors come look at your house too, to make sure that it's in good working order. And to me, that's just another bonus that you're having somebody look at your house, scrutinizing it, and making sure, this house is worthy of what they say it is.
Right. That is good, but it also can be bad because it limits the amount of homes that are available to be purchased. Because I know when I was looking for a house at one point, and the one that I did use my VA home loan, we had to find a neighborhood that qualified. I think it was just looking for townhouses, and if the HOA wasn't registered in
through the VA.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. There are some caveats to that, and yes, and here in Vermont, since we don't have a military base, and our soldiers and airmen are scattered all over the state, I've talked to realtors that kind of frown on using the VA loan. They'll tell you, it takes too long, or
right.
The home inspector takes 8 weeks to get out and look at your house. And the bottom line is, the realtors, it's a job. They want to sell quickly and get their money. So, but if you do your due diligence, in the long run, I think it's the VA's only there to protect the veterans.
I mean, when I wanted to schedule viewings to go see a house, schedule showings, that's it. I was like, hey, this house, if I want to see it, is it eligible with VA? And a realtor would say, oh no, that one's not. So I was like, all right, well, let's stop sending me the houses that I can't look at.
Right.
Just send me the ones that I can use the VA home loan. And that changed it completely.
Right.
And then actually, I think the one that I even ended up purchasing wasn't on the list, but the neighborhood was able to do what they needed to do to get registered, and I think that was kind of quick too.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, well, I knew some other military people who lived in the neighborhood. I can't be the first one out of all of us to use the VA home loan, and I wasn't, and I was right. And they were like, oh yeah, they are registered. They just didn't say that they were.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important. I think the first step is just get that certificate of eligibility, then take it to your realtor, let them know, hey, listen, I am going to use a VA loan, and then move forward from there. Or even, take it to the bank and say, okay, yeah, I'm going to use my VA loan for this. Because some banks don't want to deal with, not that they don't want to deal with it, they just don't deal with it a lot to where they don't want to take the time to learn about it.
Right.
But it is a huge advantage to our veterans to use the VA loan for sure.
And another big one is you can only have one VA home loan at a time. So if you used a VA home loan to purchase your current house, before you can buy the next one that you want to move into, you have to completely have closed out the loan from the first house before you can start your loan in the second house.
Right. And that was one of the misconceptions, is that, you're only allowed to use your VA loan once. That's not true.
Right.
You just have to close it out, and then you can, because we've done, I don't know how many VA loans. I would say at least three.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, we've also refinanced using the VA. So, I mean, there's a lot of positives to this. But again, I think the most important thing is get that certificate first. And then also, people are asking, well, how much can I get? So I have to be honest, I don't know the exact number, but the last time I checked, I think we were pushing around 750,000 or 800,000. Don't quote me. I don't work for the VA.
Was the limit.
Was the limit. So,
I just looked it up the other day, and
Yeah.
I think it was right in the 750
right.
range. Yeah.
And it does vary from state to state, and actually, I believe by counties. So, but, that's a good chunk of money.
And let's be real, if you're looking at a $750,000 house, you probably don't need to use a VA loan.
Right. Well, here's the thing, though.
Perhaps it depends on where you live, I
Right.
think. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's rough.
But even let's say you get the max 800,000. So on a convention loan, that's $160,000 that you got to come up with. But if you use a VA loan, you don't have to use that. I mean, you can save that money to make improvements on the house, but quite honestly, on our $800,000 home, I'm going to expect that it's move-in ready.
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised what they're putting a price tag of $800,000 on right now.
Well, and again, it's different locations. Just the cost of living is higher. The cost of owning is higher. Hawaii, Alaska, California, New England. I mean, there's certain places where, you just have to be able to have that higher spending power.
Right.
And so I think they've realized that and know they needed to make adjustments.
Yeah. I think it's good that the VA has kept in touch with the times too. They like I said, when we first started this process, it was a challenge, and now it's as easy as getting on your phone and getting the app and getting that certificate of eligibility. So in that aspect, I think it's worked out well. Where I talk to veteran and their frustration lies is sometimes getting a VA home loan inspector takes a little bit longer. And I'm also hearing that some of the banks don't want to do it either, which is
I think one area that we explored when we were considering building a home, and we wanted to be able to use a VA loan to do that, and that proved to be challenging.
Yeah.
There were very specific requirements surrounding it. The builder had to be VA certified.
Yeah.
So there's, if you're considering building a home using a VA loan, that's a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah.
It's going to be stringent.
Yeah. It was called a VA home construction loan. And when I looked into it, the frustrating part was I couldn't find a bank to do it because none of the banks make any money off this.
Right.
The VA will provide the money, but there's no interest while the house is being built.
Right.
The banks aren't, even though they're lending money to the contractor to do the build, because they take out so much money and every couple months or whatever, but there's no interest for the banks. So for us, it was very frustrating that, to me, this was like a gold mine, but the challenge was finding a bank. And to this date, I still haven't found a bank that's willing to do this, even though the program's there. But at this point in our lives, I think we're pretty settled on the place where we lived. And
you got your Airstream.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're pretty content right now.
I love Dave's Airstream stories.
Oh, yeah. We have a good time in that.
Yeah.
So another big part of the VA home loan is the VA Streamline Refinance. And that's a perk that is for people who want to refinance their VA home loan. I guess the really big point of it is to knock off a big chunk of your interest rate. So your monthly payment goes down. Have you used that before?
Yeah, we actually used it, I think, twice. You know, I want to say, I know interest rates are kind of high right now.
Right.
But I guess it's okay to say, I mean, our interest rate is 2.5?
Yeah, 2.5.
So you locked in. When
We're
it was
locked
like,
in. Yeah. And we use the VA for that. And, you know, and we're not changing that. So,
No.
Yeah.
That's about as low as you're going to go, I think.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
and we're very happy. The process was very easy.
Oh, it was.
And
for that, it's a streamline, so they don't pull your credit, they don't check your pay stubs,
Right.
They don't require any of your financial information. It's literally you're a client with us in good standing. You want to streamline refi your home. Has anything changed? Okay, we're going to refinance.
Right.
And it's really that easy.
Right. I mean, I believe they don't even do like a credit check, right? I mean,
Credit check or pay stubs.
right. So it's just a matter of getting it done. So the key to the whole thing is just make sure you're paying your mortgage every month.
Right.
That's the key to the whole thing.
Yeah.
So.
And then keep an eye on the market, because if it does drop substantially enough, you got to get that refi locked in before it goes back
Right.
up
Right,
again.
yeah.
At least for people who bought houses recently,
Right.
because the interest rates are really
Yes.
high.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Timing was good.
Yeah, I definitely, you know, if you're a veteran, I highly recommend to look at it. It's a decent option, and you know, if you have any questions, you can always call us, Vermont Veterans Outreach. You know,
Yeah.
give me a call. You know, 802-310-5743, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it, or get you to talk to the expert, somebody from the VA. But
Right.
I have talked to the VA, and basically they tell you to go online and register and get your certificate eligibility, and then take it to your lender or your realtor, and go from there.
So that leads me to, you work for Veteran Outreach,
Yeah.
which is here under Family Programs. What is your day in and day out as an outreach member? Is that something that you can help them connect with if they contacted you? Being a Veterans Outreach person is somebody who can hold their hand and help them to the home buying process?
As far as, you know, I like to say, you tell me what you need, and I get you to the expert. And so I'm not an expert in anything, but I do know enough about the system to where you tell me what you need. Like, hey, Dave, I'm thinking about buying a home. What's my advantages to getting a VA loan? I mean, I can talk to you about that, but I would prefer if you talk right to the experts themselves. But
You're going to lead the horse to water.
right, and help you, guide you, get you where you need to go.
I've found historically with buying a house, it's been the direction. A lot of people drag their feet on buying a house because they're not sure, they're not confident. So having somebody to really hold your hand and lead you where you need to go and
Right.
point you in the direction, that's how you get, you know, people in the
Sometimes
homes.
that's all we need is just
A little nudge.
open the door for me.
Right. We're happy, and again, just to wrap this up, I just want to let everybody know, you know, if you have any questions, you know, give us a call. We also have the call center, but the call center, the numbers, I'm old now, so I can't remember, but you know,
888-607-8773.
Danny's got it right there, but
888-607-8773.
oh, there we go, right in
But
front of
I
us.
didn't cheat though.
Okay.
I did pull it out before I
Right.
looked.
But for sure, just give us a call, and we'll help you get connected with the right people to make it happen.
And not just VA home loans, but anything.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So
Anything that you need, veterans. Contact Dave, Veteran Outreach.
right. Yeah. All right. Hey, I appreciate you talking to us.
Yeah, well, so, what was I going to say? Facebook, we have our VTNG Family Programs. So we take all of our podcasts, we record them, we make them look pretty, put them up there. We also have our YouTube channel. So make sure that if you're checking out these podcasts, that you guys go to our Facebook page, like and follow all of our content. It's really best place where you can follow us, where we're going to put all of our giveaways, all of our benefits, all of our videos and stuff like that. So VTNG Family Programs on Instagram and Facebook. If you guys don't follow us.
Yeah, listen,
Hit the little follow button.
Right, we're trying to get Jeremy a new clacker, and we got to get over 1,000 likes. So help us out and get those likes going.
You do giveaways?
Oh yeah, we have all sorts of stuff. So like on our Military Appreciation Day is coming up, so we're going to be giving away free tickets to go to the Lake Monsters game.
Oh, that's awesome!
And I know that they usually hand out tickets there, and they have a giveaway if you wait in line for Military Appreciation. We have our Polar Express that we do in the winter time.
Yep.
We have apple orchard picking, usually in the fall.
Nice.
Strawberry picking. There's camps during the summer, and everything's free. And most people, all they have to do is go to our Facebook page and just, poke around a little bit. And if you're looking for something, you can probably find it on our Facebook page. And if you really want to find something, just pick up the phone and call over here.
And call what number?
Oh, so you can call our 888 number. That's really our 24/7 if you need something.
Right.
And it's especially for emergencies, you want to talk to somebody, call the 888 number, and we're here to help you. So thank you for coming on to our podcast. It was so nice meeting you. I hear all the stories all the time, so it's good to put a face to the name. I'm gonna tell them to be a lot nicer to you now, because you're really sweet.
Well, listen, I just want to
Dave,
say,
you gotta stop. Mary Lou's really nice.
I know. 43 years and we're still kicking.
Yeah, we just had our 43rd anniversary.
She's like, I don't knock honey.
Yeah. No fist bumps. So.
No.
All right.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you guys for listening. And on VTNG Family Programs on Facebook, Instagram, like us, follow us. Thank you so much. For more information or support, please reach out to the Vermont Military Family Support Center's toll-free number, 888-607-8773. The preceding content does not constitute endorsement by the Department of the U.S. Army, U.S. Air Force, Vermont National Guard, or Vermont Military Family Programs of the organization's products and services contained therein. Further, the Vermont Military Family Programs assumes no responsibility for the consequences of using the products or services provided by the organizations or resources listed. Vermont Military Family Programs makes every effort to present our clients with reputable resources. We cannot guarantee the validity of said resources, and the use of such resources is voluntary.